Hey everyone, it's Rachel. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so excited. So today I'm going to be just telling you about my whole career situation, what I'm doing currently, what I was doing, what I went to college for, just kind of recapping how I am where I am today. So I'm going to start with college. So I am originally from Sacramento, California. I graduated in 2009 from high school, and I went to Johnson C. Smith, woot woot, in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I attended Johnson C. Smith from 2009 to 2013. I graduated with my bachelor's in communication arts. I graduated cum laude, yeah. So while I was in college, I had several internships. I was super excited about communications fields, and I was looking to figure out what my passion is, what I wanted to do, what mattered to me, all of that. So I ended up getting an internship at the Alcohol Beverage Control Board. And in North Carolina, it's a controlled state, so you can only buy liquor in one place. So I worked for that company, so it was a really cool experience. I did marketing for them. I was their marketing assistant, and I stayed there for about a year. So that was a really cool experience. I really enjoyed it. I started off as an intern, and then they hired me. So my senior year, I had a job. It was really cool. So on top of having that job, I also interned at the radio. I thought I wanted to do radio mornings. So we had a popular radio station in Charlotte. And so I was going up I think it was my spring semester in college. I was waking up at 4 a.m. and going to the radio from 4 to 9 or so, but I think I had an 8 o'clock class, so I would leave early so I can make it to my class. So I did that. I also worked at a record label as an intern when I was in college as well. So I did several things in the communication field, just trying to figure out what my niche was, what my thing was, what I was going to do. So I did all those things coming out of college, trying to prepare myself for what I wanted to do. At that time, I lived in Charlotte. It wasn't a lot of things to do, I guess you can say. I mean, Charlotte's growing, but it's no LA, it's no New York. So for me, I really didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I knew that I enjoyed people. I know I enjoyed talking, making videos. I did like radio, but there was so many politics in the radio that I was just like, that's not gonna work for me. So I kind of changed my direction. So I ended up graduating in May, and I went back home to California for about 6 months. I went home and I looked for work. I lived in LA for a little bit. I was looking for work in LA. I didn't find anything. So eventually I decided to go back to Charlotte. So I went back to Charlotte, and I got my first job as a junior business analyst. Yeah, totally out of my field. Totally, it was actually for a bank. And it was a very interesting experience for me being in the corporate setting. It was a contracted position, so I was there for about 7 months. And I guess I struggled with it. Me and my boss at the time, we didn't speak the same language, so it was hard for us to communicate. She was very logical and just very kind of stern, and her approach just didn't work with me. So we didn't really connect. And there was also another person who was going out for the position. So we were both kind of in competitions, but she was a business major. So it was you have a business major, I'm a communication major. Obviously, I don't fit in here. So they gave me a 2-week notice. They didn't fire me. They gave me a 2-week notice. They had extended my contract right at the time. They're like, we're going to extend your contract, which was a surprise to me because I'm like, this isn't going to work. In my head, I was kind of praying on it and asking God, what should I be doing? What direction should I be going? So lo and behold, we meet. They're like, we're going to extend your contract. I'm like, okay, this is great because I'm making awesome money, but I was not happy. I was going out every weekend and just blowing all this money. It was the most money I ever made in my life. So I was super content in the position because the money was good, but I wasn't happy. I knew that wasn't what I wanted to do long term. So 2 weeks after they extended my contract, they had another meeting with me, and they called and they let me know that they lost funding. So I was like, okay. So they gave me a 2-week notice. They're like, you can stay for 2 weeks, we'll pay you, and then after that, we'll be done. I'm like, okay, cool. So after that, that was like my first time getting fired, which wasn't really a firing because they're like, no, we're not firing you. We just think that you can be in a different place and blah, 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 blah. So I was just like, okay, that's cool. So after that, I went and got another business analyst job because like I said, this is my first time out of college. The money's good. I worked there for about 2 weeks and then I had a trip planned to Miami. So I went to Miami and then on my way back from Miami, they called. It was also a contract position. My recruiter called and was like, yeah, they don't want you to come back. I'm like, that time I cried. That was my second firing and I definitely cried because I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, what am I gonna do? I don't know what to do. I don't know. So after that, that was about 2014, mid 2014, I started doing social media for Boy Scouts of America. So I stayed there and they had like some other initiative programs. I would do like record videos and do media and LinkedIn profiles. So just kind of like social media and a few other things. And then from there, I decided, you know what? I really don't like working for people. I said, you know, I don't want to work for people. What do I like to do? At that time, I had just went natural. So I was into natural hair. I was obsessed with it. I was watching YouTube videos. This is 2014, early 2014. So I was really, really obsessed with it. And so I was like, you know what? I want to plan events. I want to do social media management. So I started my own business. That is Xoxo multi-communication firm. So I started that, got my LLC, did all that. I think I planned about a total of 3 events before I was like, okay, this is not working out the way I thought it was going to work out. It's a lot. When you start a business, and I plan to talk about that on this channel, it's hard. It's hard in the beginning. You're going to be putting more money in than you're going to get out. It was hard to retain clients. It was hard to find people who wanted to pay to have their social media managed. It was just harder than I expected. So I needed another job. And so I went I went to the mall, and someone that I went to school with, she was working at a boutique. She was managing it. So I asked if she was hiring, and she hired me. And a few months later, I became the assistant store manager. So I was there, and I was still planning events. I would do things, have my events, and still was working full-time at a boutique, which was really fun. I really enjoyed working at the boutique. We had some college girls that I co-managed with another friend of mine. So it was really a great experience. But after that, I'm like, okay, like I can't stay here. Like I knew that this wasn't gonna work for me. I did one Christmas there, and I'm like, I'm not doing another one. I'm not doing Black Friday. I'm not doing any of that. So I thought long and hard, like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm like, I guess I could do more natural hair events, right? Okay, do more natural hair events. I'm looking for people to come to my event, like hairstylists to come to my event. And then I'm like, I always wanted to do hair. I've always had a passion for hair. When I was younger, I remember getting doll heads, and I would cut and color them and fry the hair out, burn the hair out. And I probably got about 3 Barbie heads, like the whole, like this was like, back when I was younger, they had the whole like shoulders. Like it was like a real life mannequin with Barbie. Amazing. I don't know if you had one, but I did. So I would get the blonde ones, and I would take markers and highlight their hair. So clearly I've always had a passion for hair, but I just never thought to pursue it. You know, my parents always instilled in me, go to college, get a 4-year degree. This is important. So that is what I decided to do. So I went to college, obviously, and that's how I ended up in that position. So at this point, I decided, you know what? This was 2015. I said, okay, I'm gonna go to beauty school. I just signed up for beauty school July 2015, and I started that process. So when I started beauty school, I went to school from Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesday from 9 to 8 p.m. The longest days. I attended Aveda, Charlotte Institute. It was awesome. Well, it was interesting. It was interesting. I learned a lot. My education was so amazing there. Like, I mean, literally, I felt comfortable doing so many things that a lot of people who went to beauty school didn't feel comfortable doing. It is definitely the Harvard of hair school, I will say that. So I enjoyed Aveda. So when I went to Aveda, I obviously couldn't work full time. So I worked at European Wax Center. I worked as a bartender and I worked as a waitress. So I was super busy. It was like the longest year of my life. I was so sad. I was like so stressed out, but I made it through, finished. I graduated July 2016. I ended up getting my license in September 2016, right? So I get my North Carolina license, all set. Then I decided to move. So I decided to move back to California. So I moved back to California in October 2016. I get to California, I'm thinking like, okay, I can just, you know, retake my state board, get my license here. I find out that I have to have 94 hours of school. So I'm just like, okay, that sucks. What am I gonna do? I ended up finding a job working for Alaska Airlines. It was right where I lived in San Jose. I moved in with my mom, moved back home. So I worked at the airport. I worked there for about 7 months and then they fired me. They fired me in June of this year after I got back from Mexico. So it's like every time I take a trip and like I come back, they always fire me. So I'm just like, okay. So that was a really interesting time for me. It's been a very interesting time for me leading up till today, till now. Today is December, I think today is the 15th. Yeah. So, you know, it's just been a lot. It's been a lot for me to get to this point, but I'm happy to say that I am 50 hours away from getting my California cosmetology license. So I'm really excited for that. I'm gonna have 2 licenses. That's awesome. I'm really excited. It has been a journey. The only thing I wanted to do was do hair, and I have yet to get in a salon and actually do hair. So it's just been a challenge. It's just been hard for me. Just staying focused and doing a lot of things that I didn't want to do in the meantime. I'm like, okay, I got fired, you know, a lot of ego bruising. So, but I guess that's how life goes. And I'm just happy that I'm 50 hours away from my dream. I'm almost there. In 50 hours, I have to take my license again, my test again. And it's just a really good thing for me. I'm happy to be out of the funk that I've been in for the past year. It was a struggle in cosmetology school for me just because I was so stressed out, and then getting out of cosmetology school and then having to re-enroll again. And it's just been a hassle, but I have not given up and I'm still diligent about it. I love hair. I know a lot of people are like, you have a communication degree, why do you want to do hair? I always felt very insecure about that. Like, I cared about what people thought and I cared about what people were gonna think, but now I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna do what makes me happy. I love doing hair. I love making people feel good. I love, you know, teaching people things, educating people. I literally love hair. So anyway, it's just a full circle. I love hair, I love beauty, I love wellness. So finally, I'm so happy to sit here in front of you saying that at least I have figured out some steps. I know these things about me. I know these concrete things about me. I love hair. I love people. I love talking. I love YouTubing. I'm like, you know what? I was literally born to be a YouTuber. So my life is just coming full circle, and I'm in such a great place. And I'm telling you this story because dreams are hard. My ultimate dream is to be an entrepreneur. My ultimate dream and goal is to sign my own checks. Be my own boss. That is it. That's all I want. I want to be able to set my schedule, own some businesses, spend time when I eventually have children, go to my kids' soccer games and be a PTA mom and be a boss. That is what I want. And it's just taken me so long. I'm reaching... It's going to be 2018, so I'm going on 4 years working as an entrepreneur, okay? And it's not, I'm still working. I'm still working for someone else. I have yet to be able to really work for myself, but I know that it's coming, and I want to talk about it. I want to share it because it's depressing. It's hard. You're broke, you don't have no money for stuff, you have to invest in your business, and all your friends are, you know, working their 9 to 5, they got their 401ks, and they're going to Miami, and you're like, nah, my bank account's like, nah. There's so many things I had to miss. There's so many things that I have sacrificed on this road to entrepreneurship So at this point, I'm 4 years in the game and I can't give up. I won't, but I'm not the type of person to give up anyway. I'm resilient and I just keep going. My boss at the bank, she told me I had an indefatigable spirit. And so I always kept that with me because she's like, you just are relentless. Like, you won't give up. You won't settle. You want to learn. You're eager to learn. You're eager to do things right. And you just won't give up. And she's right. I won't. I won't, because this is what I want. This is what I believe in. And I'm driven and I'm focused. And if it takes 8 years for me to get a license, or if it takes however many years it was going to take, I'm here for it. I'm down for the ride. I know what I want to do. I'm glad that I found YouTube. I'm glad that I could find people who can relate to this video. Just keep trucking. You know, it gets better. It gets easier. It comes full circle. Trust me. You know, you may be in the middle of your circle and you got another half to get, but you're going to get it. So just stay focused. That's all I can say. Stay focused. Stay driven. You know what I mean? Don't waver. Don't let things waver. You know, you gotta keep persistence in this road to entrepreneurship. And I know it's gonna pay off because I've given up so much and I sacrificed so much and I want it so bad. And on Instagram they have this meme that's saying like, you could, you know, sometimes it takes 4 years. You know, you could be grinding for 4 years and on that 5th year you get success. So I'm praying on the 4th year that I get success. You know what I mean? I'm praying for it and I know that it's coming. So please keep me in your prayers. Like I said, I'm currently in California working on getting my California cosmetology license. I am licensed in North Carolina, but I am in California at this moment today. So that's what I'm working towards. I do work a full-time job. I work at a venture capitalist firm in Palo Alto, California. I have the best boss. Hi, Lucy, if you're watching this. And my life is balancing out. I work Monday through Friday. I record YouTube videos. On Saturdays, I go to school all day so I can complete my cosmetology hours. I get 1 day off a week, and on that 1 day off, I do self-care. So I'm booked and busy, and I know that blessings are coming for me. So I just hope that this video inspires somebody to keep going. Don't give up. Do what makes you happy. You don't have to do what other people think you should do, or just because you have a degree or you don't have a degree. Do what makes you happy. It's all going to pay off. Stay persistent. Stay resilient. Thank you for watching. Please leave any comments, any questions in the comment box. Thank you so much for watching. Please share this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. And just continue to support because I appreciate it. And I hope that this touches you. And I hope that I can really just give you my insight and just share my experiences with you. If you're ever curious to what I'm doing or what I do in my life, here's the explanation. Thank you. Have a good one. Till the next time. See you soon.